Hello, I thought I might try making a modification to this FlySky radio to add a third control joystick for the purpose of controlling the camera gimbal underneath the quadcopter, to turn it to face a specific direction. So what I've set these, or this radio here I'm going to change, but this one is the same, and the way I've set it up at the moment is so that these dials control the direction or the pitch and the yaw of the camera. But this is really awkward because to get it to stop moving, to get the yaw to stop moving at least, you have to get this right in the middle like that. So most of the time that means I have to look down here and see where this little notch is to get it in the right place to stop. So that's a bit of a nuisance. And to control it a little bit better, really what you need is something like this, that when you move it away you just let it go and it goes back to the center and stops. So that's what I'm going to add, another one of these. And I'm going to make it so that this can actually be detached. I'll probably try and mount it on here somewhere for when I'm using it just by myself. But more to the point is that if this is detached on a long wire, say hopefully a meter will still be okay, then you could have a second person running the camera while you're flying the quadcopter or the hexacopter in this case. So that's the plan. It's not a very complicated change. These pots here are actually exactly the same type of pots, B5K, and on here it says B5K as well, so I'm not anticipating any surprises with the functioning of the channels. It should all go according to plan. Okay, there we go. I've just used some servo cable connector things and brought those pot connections out the back like that and stuck some of the opposite plugs onto this joystick thing. If I was a little bit smarter, I would have also brought the dials out as these plugs as well from here, so I could just plug them straight back in and use the dials as normal, but probably not going to be doing that too often now, so that's fine. If it becomes necessary I can maybe do it in the future. And to connect these up, I think I have enough room to stick this directly on there and connect that up with just those there, but for the second operator situation I'm going to use a bunch of these. They're just servo extensions, so that will hopefully get me to almost it's probably about 70 centimeters away, and if that becomes a problem I can just break it down and make it shorter as necessary until it works properly. But I'm hoping that it can work properly over a reasonable distance. Looks like it's a little bit out of trim on this axis. What's that? That would be pitch, wouldn't it? It's pitching down a little bit. And yes, it also works fine over the full length as well, which is actually about 1.2 meters now that I measure it properly. So that's quite good. Doesn't seem to have any trouble. But again, it's slightly off trim. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue. And I thought that I'd be able to reverse the directions by flipping this plug over, but that didn't work. Not really sure why, but it's easy enough to just change them in the reverse menu like that. Okay, there we go. It's all mounted on the hex now, and I had to make up the extra couple of wires that I had not yet done to bring the video feed through the gimbal and up there into the transmitter. Anyway, hopefully this is all in the same view. It's a little bit hard to get this in the right place with hat cam, but you can see that it's working, I hope. So let's take it for a fly. Not much wind today, so we should get a nice GPS hold. Alright, so I just put it into GPS hold there, and let me switch over to my other gimbal. So I have to be two operators here, but it's pretty easy to move it around. Nice and smooth. So if I want to look at the tree, should be able to get the tree right in the middle of the view, just like that. Now, where am I? I'm over there. Oops. I made this gimbal, this control stick, work so that it's the opposite to what you would expect when you are flying a quadcopter FPV. So when you push the stick up, the view looks up like that. So it's the opposite. Normally when you're flying FPV, you push the stick up, the view moves down, right? Because you're pitching the quadcopter forwards. So that's why I'm probably going to get the pitch direction wrong a little bit while I'm doing this. But looks quite solid, doesn't it? I really like flying these things when there's no wind. Oh, so look straight down, turn around, look up. Yep, that's great. And I just noticed that the cows are coming in for milking there, so I think what I might try and do is turn the quad to face that way, and then also turn the camera to face that way so that it should be facing forwards directly. And I'll switch over to the first operator controls, and I'll go up a bit, and we'll go over and see the cows walking along over there. Hopefully this is going to work alright. Alright, let's see if we can go forwards. Forwards. Oh, having a bit of trouble in GPS hold mode. It doesn't go in the direction that I tell it to when I move the stick. It sort of goes at a diagonal. But anyway, hopefully it's not going to cause us too much problems. So now we can sit above the feed pad and look down and see what's going on. I actually feel like I'm flying a aerial photography rig today. Looks like we could probably use a little bit more altitude. How about... I might just stop here because I can't see, the sun's come out and now I can't see my monitor very well, so I'll just stop there. And now we can look down, see all the friendly cows getting some feed. So they march up and down this road pretty much twice a day to come and deliver their milk. Very cooperative, aren't they? Look, they just walk in, get milked, and then they walk back out. Quite a nice stable picture, isn't it? At least from what I can see in my view here. Looks pretty good, and I can... That's as fast as it goes, turning in yaw. And I've noticed that when you do that very fast in yaw, see how we lost level? If you look at the horizon, I'll move it back quickly to the right when it levels out again, so like this. So it's losing level. And I think that's because I'm not using the second IMU, I'm just using the one IMU on the bottom of the camera. But if we move slowly in yaw, we don't get that issue. Yeah, feels like a real aerial photography rig, this one. All of a sudden, there's the clouds. Okay, now I can hit, I can do return to home. Where is home? So home is sort of over there. And let's do a bit of camera control while we're returning to home. So now I can look to the... Oops, going up instead of down, damn it. So because I'm not needing to control the flight, I can do the camera instead, so we can look at this lake while we drive past. Yaw around a little bit to keep the trees in the centre as we go. Oh, there's a tractor. Look at the tractor. Keep the tractor in the middle of the view. And now let's look forwards again. Whee! And there's me. So I just switched to GPS hold mode there. This is working quite well. So that's my house. Yeah, very good. I think the Xiaomi Yi might be about to run out of battery soon, so might not be able to show you all of this, but I'm going to go, I think I'll go a little bit out to that direction. Let's go over by that big pine tree, eh? Alright. Fly. So I can't do any camera movements while I'm doing this, unfortunately. Let's see if we can go by that tree. Not too close to it, but I just want to sort of look at it. Go up a bit, and I can twiddle with the camera with my other hand while I'm moving up. And look down a bit. Okay, we've gone up a little bit too far. That's fine. Alright, now switching to camera control. And let's look down at the tree. Oh, kind of higher than I want it to be. Oh well, we can look at the lake. Look at the tractor. Oh, this works great. So now I just need to get these legs out of the view. And it would be nice if I could put the battery on top, but I don't think I'm going to bother with that. So most of the time we'll be looking downwards like this anyway. Works beautifully. So just before I finish up, let's go a little bit further. I think I'll bring the altitude down and we'll go a little bit further out towards the right side. Okay, altitude down. It's very difficult to tell how your altitude's changing by looking at the FPV camera, so I'm actually looking line of sight at the hex to see how quickly it's moving up and down here. Feel a lot more comfortable doing it that way. Alright, and level off there. Look around a little bit. And I think we should still be facing in this direction. So hopefully when I move forward it's going to go out there in front of us. Yep, kind of. The picture looks really nice and smooth on my FPV screen. I hope it is actually that smooth. Okay, I'll just stop there and do another return to home. Well, let's have a little look around here first, shall we? What do we got? Trees. Yeah, nothing really interesting. So when we return to home, we're going to be going this way. Over there. Alright, let's do that. We can look at this creek as we go over it. Look at the tree again as we go past. Look forwards. Oh, this is cool. Works great. Right, I think I'll just let it land at this point. Here we go. Nice. There we go. Wow. Well, if the recorded video, the HD video, looks anything like I saw on my FPV camera, I'll be quite pleased with this, because it was rock solid. It didn't even seem to be like vibrating that much. So anyway, you would have just seen the HD video, so I'll let you decide for yourself what it was like. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.